In my last video, I touched on the key mistakes commonly seen when descending the bar down to the chest during the bench press. In this video, I'll explain the 4 big blunders lifters make when executing the concentric movement of the bench press, or in other words, when pressing the bar back up. Coming up. The first mistake is shoulders lifting off bench. This goes hand in hand with pushing the bar out of the rack mistake that we discussed earlier in the setup phase. Pressing out of your arch and letting the shoulders come off the bench at the top of the press puts undue stress on your shoulders, reduces chest activation, strength and overall stability, and makes the bar travel distance higher and the press harder. Remember, force is generated from the ground up. So you want to create as much stability as you can throughout your body by applying force through the stable surfaces you're attached to, in this case the floor and the bench. You need to ensure your scapula is retracted and your shoulder blades locked down and back. Michael Duffy, in his 2008 biomechanical analysis of the bench press, shows that scapular retraction during the bench press is important to maximize safety and performance. This position provides a stable supporting base against the bench for the shoulders, decreases anterior forces through the shoulder, particularly during the eccentric phase, and may optimize activation of the pectoralis muscles. Next mistake is pressing up in a vertical path, or straight up then back. Greg Knuckles, in his detailed guide for bench pressing, explains that many novice lifters press entirely in a vertical path, or initiate by pressing almost straight up, then back, more toward the top half of the lift. This increases the horizontal distance between the shoulder and the bar and exacerbates shoulder flexion demands as the bar reaches the sticking point a few inches off the chest, putting them in a difficult position to exert force on the bar. Instead, and as most elite lifters do, you need to drive the bar back toward your face first as you press the bar off your chest, then straight up. This reduces tension on your anterior deltoids, strengthens more your pecs, and makes the lift much more efficient. Most people can lift more weight pretty quickly simply by correcting their bench press bar path. This is why elite lifters strive to adopt a more efficient bar path as the primary way to keep improving their benching weight numbers. Next is hips off the bench. When you see lifters benching with their butt off the bench, it's clear that the weight they are attempting to press is too much to control. Lifting your hips transforms your body into an arch from your feet to your shoulders and creates excessive compression of the intervertebral discs, putting massive strain on your spine. Don't do this. The best way to fix this problem is to drop the weight you bench and practice your form by keeping your glutes on the bench at all times and arching with your upper back and thoracic spine, not with your lower back. And the final mistake, spotter doing all the work. This is the case when the spotter starts pulling the bar up on behalf of the lifter on each rep. Then later the lifter wonders why he cannot press 230 pounds for 2 reps when he could press 220 pounds the week before. Ideally, the spotter should give the lifter a small amount of help only on his final rep or 2 of his heavy sets to help him squeeze out these extra reps, guide him past his sticking point, and finally rack the bar in place. Thank you guys for watching. Here is a summary of the guidelines covered in the video that you should be aware of during the ascent phase of your bench press.